This is a curry I recommend to anybody. If you haven't had it, you really should try it. It's one of the most flavoursome, one of the most complex, most interesting flavours you'll ever have. Hi, and a huge welcome to Steve's Kitchen. I'm going to start a little series of meals for one. They're going to be delicious, nutritious, and above all, very easy to make. I'm talking 10 to 15 minutes max. And today's meal is no exception. It's a Panang Thai curry, one of the most delicious curries in the world as far as I'm concerned, one of my absolute favourites. And a big thank you to Chris Garton for suggesting that I make a curry that's not tomato based. This one is coconut based. The richness in flavour, this is probably one of my favourite curries in the world. It's so good, and I'm sure you're going to love it. Now I'm going to start by preparing Steve's Kitchen style steamed rice. I'm only going to do half a cup because we don't want a large portion, and as always it only takes 10 minutes to cook. So follow along, you can't go wrong. Now do make sure that if you're cooking rice this way that you have a saucepan that's got a pretty solid base to it. Any thin base saucepan's just not going to cut the mustard. Cut the mustard? Is that a thing? Hey Google, where does the term cut the mustard come from? There you go. Add half a cup of rice into your saucepan. Give it a little rinse, get rid of some of that starch. And then once you've drained off the water, we're going to add exactly the same amount of water in with the rice. So if it's half a cup of rice, it's half a cup of water. If it's a bucket of rice, it's a bucket of water. Place the pan onto a heat source and just bring it up to a rolling simmer. As soon as the rice starts to dance on the edge of the water, it's time to take it off the heat, turn the heat right down to its lowest setting. You could almost use a candle for this. You're really just trying to keep a constant heat throughout the water. Place a cover over the pan, put your lid on to get a nice tight seal, and then just fold the tops over to keep it away from the heat and pop it back on the heat source, like I say, as low as possible, and we're going to cook this for no longer than 10 minutes, which is way too long. I might have to read a book, sit and have a coffee, because this dish takes 3 to 5 minutes max from start to finish, which is quite amazing because it is such an iconic and delicious Thai dish. Into a hot wok, I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of oil, and then I'm going to add my Thai red curry paste. On top of the paste, in goes my chicken. Now, doesn't need a lot of chicken, we're just making a meal for one person. Add to that a third of a cup of coconut cream, a third of a cup of coconut milk, and then a third of a cup of good chicken broth or stock. Now, a really important flavour in Panang curry is the kaffir lime leaves. I couldn't get them fresh, so I've got this little jar. They're sort of brined in salt, but there's nothing really in there but kaffir leaves, so I'm hoping that's going to give the flavours that I want. Now, kaffir lime leaves, just pinch of those. Some sliced red chilies. A splash of soy sauce. And some sugar, garlic and salt for seasoning. We'll just toss those as they infuse together for a minute or so. And the last thing, and most importantly, is Thai basil. It's an aromatic flavour that just is a signature along with the kaffir for this dish. Make sure the basil goes in last, we don't want to overcook it, and that's almost ready to serve. Half a cup of rice will make approximately a cup of cooked rice, and then that rich chicken Panang curry. I think I need the GoPro to get the angle in here, so I might set up 2 cameras. Just give me a second. I hope that little fella's not going to interfere with this shot too much, but I want you to see just how simple and fresh and delicious this curry is. And the smell, the basil, the kaffir, the coconut cream, this is just perfect. I tend to find a fragrant rice, maybe a jasmine rice or a long grain rice is ideal for this. There are Thai varieties that you can get. So I am salivating. What I'm going to do is actually just take the spoon and dip into the sauce. I'm not going for the meat first, I'm going for the sauce and the rice. Man, oh, anybody watching, Chris, if you're watching this, this is a curry I recommend to anybody. If you haven't had it, you really should try it. It's one of the most flavoursome, one of the most complex, most interesting flavours you'll ever have. Now, I'll get a little bit of the chicken. This is chicken breast. Probably would have preferred a bit of chicken thigh so it was a little more moist, but oh wow, that's tender. Just get that last little bit of chicken out of the way. With those chilies, you've got a real kick, but with the creams of the coconut, it sort of counteracts it so it's not too hot. If you like spicy, you can go a little heavier on the chili, but if you're not too keen on spicy, I still recommend, I use 2 red chilies for this. Now what I'm going to do is what I always do when I'm in Thailand is I'm going to take that white rice, if I stop banging the sides of the plate, I'm going to make myself a little mountain or a little island of rice floating with this amazing Panang sauce, Panang Curry sauce. Some years ago I filmed a lady cooking this for us on the streets and I was so impressed with how quickly and how fresh the ingredients were. And it's remained one of my favourite curries of all time. I'm hoping I can convert you all to it. This is so close to what I've had in Thailand. I'm pretty impressed. A little mango sticky rice afterwards, perhaps. Ooh. Okay. No, not okay. I've just had a 24-hour water fast after Christmas just to sort of detox. Had a lot of rich and delicious foods over Christmas. I just wanted to, clean the system out, and I was so looking forward to this. Ooh, close your eyes and you're on the streets of Bangkok, or Koh Samui, I think. Like I say, a dish like this, including cooking the rice, a little over 10 minutes, maybe 10, 11 minutes. The dish itself, 3 minutes, 4 minutes max. If you'd like to suggest to me some other dishes, if you've got any ideas, if you like this little series, which is only 1 episode so far and may remain so, but I don't think so. I think I'll enjoy. I like to eat freshly produced, non-processed foods. I will forgive myself not making my own red curry paste. If you like a lot of the wonderful Indian curries, for example, butter chicken, vindaloo, madras, you're going to love this. Anyway, from me here, on my own in Melbourne for a short time while Michelle is attending to family matters, join me for this little series of Meals for One. I hope you've enjoyed it. Share the love, share this video with your friends and family, and I will see you next time. Take care. This is so good. As Michelle would say, don't you get that on your white shirt, Stephen?